Hello everybody, Inter back again with another video. And today's topic, guys, will be like the title is saying, because I've been thinking about this not only these few days or these few weeks or these few months, but I've been thinking about this pretty much in many years, guys. That Nadal has won only 6 Grand Slam titles outside French Open. Will this affect his legacy? Because, guys, I know that Rafa fans thinks that Rafa is good in all surfaces. I know that Rafa fans thinks that Rafa is a big threat in all surfaces. I know that Rafa fans thinks that Rafa is super dangerous in all surfaces. And I agree with you. I completely agree with you guys. I'm not one of them who says that Rafa is only good on clay. I'm not one of them who says that Rafa is only a clay court specialist. I'm not one of them who writes on different social medias clay Nadal, and he is nothing more than a clay beast. I'm not one of them. And you know that, guys. I've done videos about this before. But we must realize the truth. And you know, guys, that I always, when I do my videos, guys, I sometimes read comments and that people call me, you are being too harsh you are being too harsh against Federer, you are being too harsh against Rafa, you are being too harsh against Novak, blah blah blah. I'm not being too harsh against anybody, guys. I always speak what I feel on bottom of my heart. I'm a big Roger Federer fan, and you know that, guys. Even some of you doesn't believe me, but I'm not a biased Roger Federer fan. I am not a closed eyes Roger Federer fan. If Roger Federer does something that I don't like or that I don't agree, I will say that, guys. I will not treat Roger Federer like a saint. For that matter, I will not treat Rafael Nadal like a saint or Novak Djokovic like a saint. I will not treat anybody like a saint. I give praises and I give criticism. That's it, guys. So I'm not here, guys, in my videos to make Roger Federer fans satisfied, or to make Novak Djokovic fans satisfied, or to make Rafa Nadal fans satisfied. I'm here to give my honest, truthful opinions. I'm not saying that you must agree with me. No. All I'm saying is that when you guys go in with me in debates on the comment sections, you must have arguments and proofs. Don't come with me with no arguments and no proofs. Alright, guys? And that's why I'm doing this video about Rafael Nadal. Because I feel that I have arguments and I feel that I have proof to say that Rafa, that he has only won 6 Grand Slam titles outside French Open so far in his career. Will this affect his legacy? Yes, guys, it will. It will affect his legacy in one way or the other. We will always have people who will say, but the dude only was good on clay. He didn't win so much outside French Open. And to be quite honest with you guys, I can understand if some people say things like that. I really can, guys. But because it is one thing to say the dude was only... I don't agree with them, because it is wrong to say the dude was only good on clay and not so much in the other surfaces. I don't agree with that kind of statement. But if somebody says the dude was as best on clay and much more vulnerable on the other surfaces, hard courts and grass, then I agree with those people. I truly agree with those people. Because you have to be careful how you express yourself, which kind of words you say when you describe a player. So, but if you say that Rafa only was good on clay and not on the other surface, that is wrong. Because Rafa has won titles outside French Open and he has a lot of Grand Slam finals outside French Open. But in the end of the day, guys, for these big three giants, Djokovic, Federer and Rafa Nadal, the Grand Slam finals would not do the job, guys. They want to win the titles, guys. Even Federer himself has said a couple of times in his interviews, and which I agree with him. I totally agree with him. He has said that in my career, quarterfinals and semifinals in slams will not make me any favors anymore. And he is right. He is completely right. These three dudes, guys, these three giants, the three greatest tennis players of all time, the three greatest tennis players that we have ever seen. They will, quarterfinals and semifinals will not do them any favors, guys, in slams. The things that counts for them, guys, is the titles, guys. I know that Rafa has 5 Wimbledon finals. I know that Rafa has 5, let me think here, 4 or 5 Australian Open finals. He has lost 2 times against Djokovic, 1 time against Wawrinka, and 1 time against Federer. Yeah, he has 5 Australian Open finals as well, Rafa Nadal. So 5 Wimbledon finals, 5 Australian Open finals, and 4 US Open finals. So that is not a proof that the player is only good on clay and not the other surfaces. But he has not won many Grand Slam titles outside French Open, and that is a proof. That is an argument to say that his legacy will be affected, and it will, guys, because he has only won 2 Wimbledon titles, guys. 2. All right, that is good. That is good. If the player was named Wilfried Tsonga or Tomas Berdych or Milos Raonic, but now he's talking about Rafael Nadal, one of the 3 greatest players of all time. So we have to know who we are talking about, guys, here. And so that's why when I read some comments on my videos, I read all the comments, guys. I really do. And I don't answer all of them, but I try to answer as many as possible because I have a life outside YouTube as well. When people say to me, but you are being so harsh on Federer because Federer is not so bad. Of course Federer is not bad. He's one of the greatest tennis players of all time, for God's sakes. He has won 102 tennis titles so far in his career, and he will win for sure more. He has won 20 Grand Slam titles, and he has played in 31 Grand Slam finals. So of course he's a gigantic good tennis player. He is one of the greatest tennis players of all time. But that doesn't mean that I will close my eyes when he loses 22 tennis matches after having match points, because we are talking about Roger Federer. Exactly like I'm saying about Rafa Nadal. To win 2 Wimbledon titles and to win 1 Australian Open title is not bad. It's not absolutely, it is not bad. But we are talking about Rafa Nadal here, not about Tomas Berdych or Milos Raonic or Kei Nishikori or Joe Wilfried Tsonga. We are talking about Rafael Nadal, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. Will this affect his legacy? Yes, it will. It will affect Rafa's legacy. And same for Roger Federer. I know that Roger Federer is one of the greatest tennis players of all time. I know that, guys. But I cannot just close my eyes and say, 22 tennis matches he has lost after having match points. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. No, guys, I will not be like that. I refuse to be like that, guys. I will say the truth. It is not a great stats. It is not, guys. It is not. Not for a player like Roger Federer's caliber. Period, guys. We are not talking about Tsonga, Berdych, Federer, Raonic, Nishikori. We are talking Roger Federer, guys. We are talking Roger Federer. One of the 3 greatest tennis players of all time. So when I see something happening, I will give my opinions, guys. Period, guys. Even though some of you like it and some of you don't like it, I will be like this, period. And the same is for Rafael Nadal. That he has won only 6 Grand Slam titles outside French Open, guys, it will affect his legacy. Period. It will affect his legacy. Even though he has a lot of Grand Slam finals. 5 Australian Open finals, 5 Wimbledon finals, 4 US Open finals. How many non-clay Grand Slam finals does he have? 5, 10, 4, 14, guys. 14. But he has only won 6 of those. Only won 6 of those, guys. 3 US Opens, 2 Wimbledons, 1 Australian Open, 6. It is not a terrible stat, guys. I know it is good to be able to win 6 Grand Slam titles outside French Open. It is great because French Open is a Grand Slam event as well. I know that, guys. Of course, I know that. But I'm not talking about will this affect his legacy. Yes, guys, it will. In some way or the other, it will. When he retires, if Rafa retires with only 6 Grand Slam titles outside French Open, I don't care how many French Open he wins. Of course, it is so. What he has done on French Open, guys, we don't even need to talk about that because we all know that will never be repeated. And he's not. What the scary part is that he's not done yet. If he's healthy, he will win a couple of more French Opens. So what he has done on French Open, it is remarkable. It is unmatched. I have been talking about this so many times. And I don't feel that in the mood to be repeating myself. It is totally impeccable what he has done on French Open and still will do. But for Rafa to be even a greater player, what he already is, even a greater athlete, what he already is, because I know he is an amazing athlete, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. He really needs to win a couple of more Grand Slam titles outside French Open. He really needs, guys. He really needs it, guys. He really needs it badly. I really mean it, guys. When I say badly, not that he cannot live without not winning more than 6 Grand Slam titles outside French Open. Not that you know what I mean, guys. You get my point. For him to shut down many people's mouths around the world that he's only a clay court specialist, not my mouth. I am not saying that he's only a clay court specialist. And you know that, guys. I am not saying that. To play 14 Grand Slam finals outside French Open and win 6 of them, that is not a proof, an argument that he's only a clay court specialist. No, guys. That is nonsense, those who say things like that. But it will always be a but in Rafael Nadal's case. And the but is that the people will keep on saying, but he has won the majority of the slams in French Open. And the difference is so high. The difference is so high. And some of you maybe think, but Inter, Roger Federer has only won 1 French Open. And Novak Djokovic has also won 1 French Open. Yes, I get that point as well. But it is a different here. Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, they have won the other 3 Grand Slam tournaments many more times than what Rafa Nadal has. You understand my point, guys, here? Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic has only 1 Grand Slam title. They have only 1 Grand Slam event that they have not been tremendous successful. They have won French Open 1 time each, Djokovic and Federer. They have only 1 Grand Slam event. Rafa, guys, I will say that he has 2. US Open to win it 3 times? Great. That is not a great... For Rafael Nadal's caliber, he can do even better there, but 3 times is great. Is great, alright? Alright. I surrender. 3 times US Open is great. Australian Open only 1 time. That is too little for a player like Rafael Nadal's caliber, guys. And Wimbledon 2 times. Good. Not saying bad. Absolutely not. To win Wimbledon 2 times, it's good for a player like Rafael Nadal's caliber. But it is not super great, guys. It is not super great. It is good. But for Rafa to shut down people's mouth, to keep on saying that he's only a clay court specialist, he needs to win Wimbledon at least 1 more time. And definitely Australian Open 1 time, at least 1 more time. If possible, 2 times. That will make him even greater. So, and like I said, these finals, they don't do these 3 giants any favors. Because if we look at Federer, he has 5 French Open finals, guys. And he has lost 4 of them against the greatest clay court player of all time. So he has 5. So if we look at Roger Federer, 5 French Open finals, that is not a bad stat. And how many does Djokovic has? Let me think. He has 4 French Open finals. He has lost 2 of them against the greatest clay court player of all time, Rafael Nadal. He has 4 French Open finals, Djokovic. So that doesn't make Djokovic a bad clay court player either. And that doesn't make Roger Federer a bad clay court either, with 5 French Open finals. But he has lost 4 of them, guys. 4 of them. In the end of the day, these players will be judged by what they have won. But what they have won, guys. And not how many finals they have played. So, I know Rafa has played 14 Grand Slam finals outside French Open, but he has only won 6. And he needs badly to win more for his legacy to not be affected, guys. Because if he only stays with 6 Grand Slam titles outside French Open, doesn't matter how many French Open titles he will win on the future. He has 12 now at the moment. His legacy will be still affected. It will be, guys. This is the truth, guys. This is really the truth. But I'm not saying that I will be the one who will say that he's only a clay court specialist. Have said this before. I will not be one of them who will say that. But people in the world will keep on saying that, and I will not be the one who will say he's only good on clay and not in the other surfaces. No, I know tennis much more than so I will not say that. But people around the world will keep on saying that. But what I will say is this third description. What I will say is that if Rafa doesn't win more than 6 Grand Slam titles outside French Open, I will say this. Rafa Nadal is one of the greatest tennis players of all time, but his absolutely best was on clay, not on the other surfaces. If he keeps on staying with 6 Grand Slam titles outside French Open, that I will say. I really will do that, guys. And I think if he stays with 6 Grand Slam titles outside French Open, his legacy will for sure be affected, guys. He will be. Guys, come on, guys. Stefan Edberg and Boris Becker has won 6 Grand Slam titles in total. They have won 6 Grand Slam titles in total, guys. None of them won French Open. None of them won French Open, of course. None of them won French Open. But they have won as many Grand Slam titles as Rafa Nadal and the other 3 Grand Slams, guys. Australian Open, US Open, and Wimbledon. So I'm not saying that Becker and Stefan Edberg are as great tennis players as Rafa Nadal is. Of course not. I'm not stupid, guys. I'm not a fool. But what I want to say that a player like Rafa, he needs to win. He needs to have better numbers than Stefan Edberg and Boris Becker outside French Open, guys. He needs to win. You're getting my point. He cannot be in the same league as Edberg and Becker outside French Open. Those 2 has won 6 Grand Slam titles in those 3 events, Australian Open, US Open, and Wimbledon. And Rafa he's in the same league as those 2 guys outside French Open. He's in the same league as those two guys. So this is my point. This is my main point. If Rafael Nadal doesn't win more Grand Slam titles outside French Open and he stays with 6 like he's at the moment, his legacy will be for sure affected, guys. Will be for sure affected in one way or the other, guys. Even if Rafa fans like it or not like it, guys, this is the main truth, guys. And you know, guys, that I only speak from my bottom of my heart what I truly believe. It doesn't matter who the player is, Djokovic, Nadal, or Federer. And one more thing, guys, before I wrap this video out. I read all the comments, like I said, and I love the debates that we have, even with me. You are welcome to write me whatever you feel on your heart. I will respond as much as I can. But what I wish one thing from you guys is not be mean against each other, guys. I'm a big human lover, guys. I don't like you to be mean against each other, to call each other names. That when I read that kind of comments, I don't even want to say the words what I read on my comments, especially on this latest video I did, who is the strongest mentally player. Why Djokovic is the stronger mentally player over Federer and Nadal. I read some comments you're mean guys to each other, you're calling names to each other, don't do it. I truly wish that you guys don't do it. You can have debate against each other, but don't call each other nasty names. Don't be mean against each other, guys. I'm a big human lover, guys. I really am. And I feel bad and I feel sad when I see you guys calling each other names. So I really wish you stop with that. And I hope that you listen to my advices. So that is my wish, that you guys can debate against each other, absolutely, and even with me you are welcome to start debate with, but don't call each other names, guys. Don't be mean against each other. That is my wish, that is my dream scenario. This channel is to have debates, to have fun, to speak about different opinions, to speak about different views, what we think about tennis, what we think about players. I'm not saying that you always must agree with me, absolutely not. You can have debate with me, you can have debate with each other, but be nice to each other, have common sense, have good arguments with each other, and most importantly, don't be mean against each other and don't call each other nasty names. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye bye.